Hi everyone, it's Lesley Oman from Hungry Heavy Crafts. Thanks for joining me today. I have a set of 3 cards to share with you guys today. These are the cards that I made for my daughter to give to her teachers at the end of the school year. And I decided to give the teachers a gift card each. So in this card, I have incorporated into the design a little bit of an interactive feature so that I could hide a gift card on a tag that you pull out from behind the main panel. And today's card features quite a bit of Lawn Fawn stamping and also dies as well. So I'm starting off here with some rectangle dies, and I just wanted to make sure that it was going to fit my gift card. So I've got the large stitched rectangles and the small stitched rectangles as well. And I've got myself a smaller frame and then a back panel to lay that on top of. I'm also using this tree border die so that I can create a grassy scene on each of my cards. I added a little blue ink to the background panel, and now I'm inking up the front panel with some green distress inks, and I'm going to spritz in with my distress sprayer just to give a nice distressed look. So let's stick this onto here, and I'm going to build up my scene in behind a layer of the acetate in the frame. So I'm using the Fairy Friends stamp set, and I actually stamped the little bluebell flower but cut out each of the individual flowers to make them look like smaller tulips, and then added the one yellow tulip onto the front, and I tucked that one onto the frame and stuck it on top of the acetate. I'm using some of my favorite things, flat bottom clouds, to add a little pop of white to the top of my sky area, and then I'm sticking that frame on top, and I quite like the way that the acetate gives it a nice sheen. I've stamped and coloured and fussy cut 3 fairies, and I've got 3 fairies for each of my cards. But before I continue with them, I'm going to stick my frame on top, and I'll do that for all 3 of my projects. I've got this die here, and it's from Paper Smooches, and it fits pretty much a gift card perfectly, and it will also fit behind this panel that I've created. So I've die cut 3 of these tags, and I've pulled out one of my old wooden block stamps. This is a Flourish stamp from Hero Arts, and I'm going to bring some orange into the card. So I'm using the Sunshine orange peel ink from Simon Says Stamp to stamp that onto the corner. I just want a little bit of colour because the actual card will be on top of that. I used some pattern paper also in that orange tone so that I could tie everything together, and cut that out using my large stitch rectangle, and that's going to go onto my note card. Now I want my tag to fit in behind this panel, so I'm putting thin strips of foam tape on both of the long sides and also along the bottom, so that it tucks in behind and can be pulled out from the top. To give my fairy some dimension, I've cut a strip of acetate to about 1/2 centimetre wide, and I'm folding it back and forth upon itself in a concertina to create a little spring mechanism. And I'll stick that on the back of my fairy, and this makes my fairy pop up and down. So it makes it really fun. So now I've got my tag. I'm going to use some HoneyBeeStamps on this to add some more words. So on the back, I'm adding a stamp that says "From my heart to yours," and that's from the Special Delivery stamp set. And I've also used the to and from stamps also from that stamp set. But I'm going to add a heart, and this is from the Life is Beautiful stamp set, also from HoneyBeeStamps. So I'll stamp that right on top of that top grating, just to bring a little bit more colour to this side. Now this stamp does have a shadow stamp that goes with it, so I stamped that on the top. It's really hard to see on the video, but it just makes the edges a little bit darker. I've cut out 2 of this smaller die shape to cover the hole at the top and also give me a little bit of a pull tag. I want it to be more obvious that there's a tag to pull out of the card. So I stuck that on either side of the tag, and when I put it in now you can really see it. I'm going to write the word pull on here, and I'm going to use some stamps actually. And I've got this stamp set. I'm sorry, I don't actually know what it's called. It came as a gift, so I don't know the name of it unfortunately, but it's got some small alphabets that I'm writing the word pull. I'm using the Thank You Very Much stamp from the Fairy Friends Lawn Fawn set, and I've embossed that onto some white card, and I'm just going to add a little bit of blue ink to the edges, and then I'll stick this on top of my panel. Now here's that little spring that I was telling you about, and I'll just put a little glue dot on the bottom of it and stick it onto my card. And now it has a little bit of a wobble effect, but it's not going to wobble all over the place, but it's still got a little bit of movement. Now I decided that I was going to get my daughter to write onto the cards and make sure that she wrote the teachers' names and her own name on there. So Piper's just writing away the names, putting lots of hugs and kisses at the bottom. And when that was done, I was able to stick the gift card onto the front. When I pulled the gift card off the little card it come with, it had some adhesive already on the back, so I could just place it on. So this fairy here, I've put a foam dot at the back, and I've stuck it actually to that pink tag. So when I pull in and out, it pops right out with the tag. I stuck these onto a top folding note card, and the project was done. Now I did this in a assembly line style where I cut 3 of everything all at one go, and I found it actually went rather quick. Thanks so much for joining me today. Please do leave a like if you liked the video and subscribe for more of my videos. You can always visit me over at hungryheffycrafts.com. Have a lovely day, my crafty friends. Bye!